Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to tell y'all a crazy story that happened. It involved McDonald's. Like, this is literally like the story's about the last day that I worked in McDonald's, bro. And it coincided with so many weird circumstances, man. It's crazy. So, anyway, I'm gonna give y'all some context. So, from like December 2018 to June of 2020, I worked at McDonald's. McDonald's. Now, in order to not dox myself or nothing, I ain't gonna tell you specifically the locations. But I'll tell you this: I worked at two locations. For the first month, which was December 2018, because there was a location that opened on January 2019. And the location that opened on January 2019, that was the location that I ultimately got transferred to. I got transferred to that location where I worked until June of 2020. And I don't even know how I lasted that long at McDonald's, considering all the incompetence and straight up grimy things that they would do, you know. But somehow I lasted long. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But there's a reason why I'm not there no more. So, basically, I'd I'd already known that I wasn't going to be at McDonald's for long, right? Because I was looking for a job, I was desperate, and decided to go to McDonald's. And most weeks I get a fair amount of hours, but I was also a full time student. And so I was starting to feel a lot of, burnout from going to school full time and working damn near full time, damn near 40 hours a week, in addition to going to school full time. And, it was crazy. like, like you've heard of people working double shifts, like working about 12, 14, sometimes 16 hours a day, right? It was sort of the same situation where I would go to school in the morning and then work in the afternoon, right? Now there were some days where I only had school and some days where I only had work, right? But you get my point, Point. I would leave home at around like 8 a.m. and for school, and I wouldn't get back till around like till past 11 p.m., which is when I got out of work, and then I had to repeat for the next day. Hey, so that gives you an idea as to any any idea as to where the burnout could arise from, and you know the job, they did some grimy things, and if I go into them, then this video is gonna take forever. So I'll just tell y'all that it was grimy, right? I'd worked there for a while, and if you worked there for a while, you should at least get some schedule changes, but they refused to honor those schedule changes, you know, and that frustrated me because I hated working Sundays. That was like my main schedule change. I wanted to somehow, some way, stop working on Sunday evenings because family would always go out on Sundays, man, and right, and I didn't want to like be at work, bro. I wanted to be with my family, but fortunately, it did not turn out that way. And I'd fantasize about quitting, and I'd always put it off till later because I also wondered, damn, where am I gonna work? Like where am I gonna work somewhere else, and all that stuff. So So ultimately, I just had about enough. I had to somehow leave before things become super insane. But then COVID came along, right? Now I was supposed to quit. I planned on quitting like around May, around April or May 2020, right? Because that was around the time that a graduation ceremony would have taken place for a community college that I was in. But the Corona pandemic came, and as a result, that ceremony got canceled. And as a result, of course, when the Roro first hit, everything became like everybody's plans got disrupted severely, right? Because now it's like, oh my God, are we gonna die? Are we gonna, you know, what what is it an attack? What's gonna happen, right? So any plans I had about quitting, I'd shelve those plans because it's like, damn. Because I didn't even know if McDonald's was gonna remain open, if I was even gonna have the job. So I held off on quitting. Now ultimately, we were as McDonald's workers was declared essential. So we unfortunately for me, I kept working. But at the same time, it's like uncertainty with COVID pandemic, you know, pandemic, I had to wait it out, you know? And out. By then, I was already beyond infuriated with management, with everybody. And after months of waiting, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to quit now. I'm gonna have to try my luck somewhere. So, somewhere. So, I gave a letter. My quitting letter, you know what I'm saying? Letter of resignation. That I was gonna leave at, I think, June 4th or something. Okay, it was like the first week. It wasn't a complete week of June because it was still a little bit of the end of May, but it was mostly June. So it was the end of that week, right on Saturday. That was when I was supposed to leave. You know, and I was prepared to, work my last day and leave and find some other job, right? But then George Floyd got killed, and soon came the protests, and soon came all the craziness that happened, right? And I think the craziness started on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Believe for sure there was craziness on Saturday, and I worked Saturday night, and I was like, damn, it's getting crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen, I was like, damn, are they gonna burn this McDonald's down or what happened? So ultimately, I got that shift over with. Went back home and I was like, all right, we'll see what happens. So, of course, Sunday came along and it's a Sunday evening, and unfortunately, I had to work that day. So, on Sunday evening, so I had to work that day. Now, while I was working, I witnessed some looting, bro. I ain't gonna say where, but I witnessed some looting. I was like, oh my God. Well, that's a good sign. But, we went to work without really any incident, right? We was safe, right? Thankfully. And clocked in, and literally about 10 minutes in, a whole bunch of cop cars pulled up to a liquor store. To a liquor store nearby, bro. A bunch of cop cars pulled up because there's a guy who wanted to off himself. Either he wanted to off himself, or he wanted to off himself, or some mega suspicious happened. A bunch of cop cars pulled up. The guy becomes super scared for his life, worrying that the cops were gonna kill him, and oh man, it was a crazy scene. I was like, oh my god, oh man, cause damn, is there gonna be a fracas going on? But luckily, no fracas happened. Nothing crazy happened. It was dealt with. Okay. Now, a street got closed, and there was a major street, not too far from that McDonald's, and that's where it had another McDonald's, and it was like a bigger McDonald's that could have more people. That street got closed because the city of Chicago, I'll just say Chicago, just in general terms, the city ordered that street to get closed. You know what I'm saying? And by extension, that McDonald's was closed for the day. Now, there is a potential, and not even just a potential, violence did occur that day. There was violence and looting and all that stuff. Guess what the people decided to do during the middle of this mayhem? Go to McDonald's. I kid you not. Apparently, McDonald's was more important than their lives. And a bunch of people kept on coming and coming, and it was busy for like 5 hours, which usually never happens. Right? It may get busy for about, 2 to 3 hours. But once it gets busy for like 4 or 5 hours, then some crazies happen. Then it's like, okay, what is happening? So it got crazy. Let me tell you something. It was just beyond crazy. I don't even know how we survived, but we pulled through. Meanwhile, we were still worried that some was gonna pop off, so there's that. Luckily, nothing much popped off. And eventually the regional director or some type of person called in, let them know that y'all gotta, we apologize for the mix up, right? We know this was happening. Y'all gotta close this store now, as soon as you can, to because there's somehow still gonna be people coming in late night, people coming in late night at overnight, where it's gonna get more dangerous, and B, there's curfew going on, and C, y'all have made so much money that it's unbelievable. So then, you know what I'm saying? We closed down, and unfortunately, we had to clean the damn McDonald's, and that took a while because I think we stopped selling at around like 9:15 p.m. We got the last order out at 9:15 p.m. because we had to close the drive-thru, we had to close everything. So 9:15 p.m. Now the overnight people were told not to come because it's getting crazy. So anyway, right, at now, beginning for 9:15 and probably to like 1 in the morning, we had to clean, bro. We had to clean a lot of things. And trust me, it took a while. Right? And I kept on cleaning as much as I can. It eventually got to 1 a.m. And the manager was like, all right, you've helped enough, you can go. And finally, I was able to go at 1 a.m. Shit was getting wild. And it was like crazy. Like, bro, what is going on? So, I eventually got back home. And of course, luckily I was off or the rest of Monday because it did extend into Monday. But I was off the rest of the day. But I saw, like, the police camped out again with their sticks and with more riot gear. And I was like, damn. Eventually, things got cracking in my hood, bro. It got beyond cracking on Monday. And then Tuesday, I was supposed to work that day. And it got beyond cracking again. And I legit couldn't even leave my hood, bro. Without potentially getting the windows broken in, getting shot. It was a real risk. So I called McDonald's saying, yo, I legitimately cannot leave my house that day. I just cannot because of all this damn craziness going on. Then the manager, manager lived in the north side in a very nice hood, so he doesn't get the hood, you know what I'm saying? Very oblivious to what's going on. Kept on saying, you gotta go home. I'm like, bruh, you want me to get killed? Eventually, my entire family had to step in, basically drive home the damn point that, look, this is my last week anyway. Like, what else? What more did you expect? And he's like, and that was it. That was my end of McDonald's, bro. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Bitch ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it was wild. I'm always gonna remember that week. It was a crazy week. It was a life-changing week. I ain't gonna lie. Forever shaped my views, homie, on the world and U.S. politics, especially, and the stupidity behind it and how it's a game, bro. So anyway, peace out, y'all. Have a good night. Europe.